It is 130 days till the man burns, and today I'm going to give you some tips for if you are shy and heading out to Burning Man. Because I know that when you're shy, Burning Man can seem like this mystical place where everyone's going to be friendly and it's radical inclusion, but you can still feel, a bit nervous about how you're going to deal with your shyness while you're there. So let's chat about some tips on how you can beat your shyness when you're at Burning Man. Instead of heading for the super populated areas and super populated theme camps, head to the outskirts, head to some of the quieter places, quieter theme camps, because there's a lot less going on, it's a lot less intimidating, there's less people, you're much more likely to bump into people to chat with, it's probably going to be a quieter, more relaxed environment where it's easier to strike up a conversation with someone. Don't avoid the more populated areas entirely, but if you find them a bit intimidating, start small. Go to those quieter areas where the people in the theme camps have time to sit and chat with you. Look out for theme camps that have workshops where you make things, like sewing a dust mask or making your own pee funnel or something, because those places you're sitting with other people and you're making stuff, and so naturally you'll end up chatting to people. With activity kind of workshops, like yoga or meditation or something, there's not as much opportunity to chat, but that could work for some of you where you have the time of the workshop where you're distracted doing the thing, and then afterwards it's very easy to speak to the other people that have been in the workshop because you've got something in common with them, you've just done the same thing. You can ask them like, oh, what did you think? Do you do a lot of yoga? Things like that. Helping people can be a great way to start a conversation. If you see someone that is trying to build a shade structure, offer to lend them a hand, or maybe their bike chain fell off, give them a hand doing it. It's a great way to start a conversation in a no pressure way because you don't feel like you're using one of your conversation starter lines because you're just offering to help them, and the conversation will probably naturally start from there. And, if not, use a line. Ask people what their favourite thing has been so far. What have they seen or done that was just amazing? What art have they seen out on the player that they would really, really, really recommend to you? Is there anything cool going on later that day that they know of? How many times have they been to Burning Man? If you see someone wearing a really cool outfit, ask them, did you make that costume yourself? Like, it looks really amazing. I love the hat, or I love how you've done this bit. Whatever you do, do not ask them about the real world though. Many people come to Burning Man to escape from all of that. There's enough talking about your job and your work and your boss back in the real world. And many people don't want to talk about that stuff at Burning Man. They want to experience the week and talk to people about things that aren't 9 to 5 daily grind type stuff. When you first get to Burning Man, scope out your neighbours a bit, say hi to them, have a little chat to them, and just see if they seem like nice people or people that you would be comfortable camping next to, the kind of people that you would want to have morning coffee with. Some nice friendly people, because you'll camp next to them. You're probably going to be seeing each other at least some of the time while you're at Burning Man. So you want to make sure that they're the kind of people where you're not going to end up hiding in your tent every time they come out of theirs. For some people, changing into something that's really out of the ordinary for them, something that they just wouldn't normally wear, it can unleash this outgoing person in them. For some people, no, it just makes them feel really self-conscious and uncomfortable. Bring along some fun outfits. You can see how you feel once you're there, if you want to wear them or not, or if they make you uncomfortable. Maybe try just going for a walk in one of them and see how you feel. Because, if it doesn't work for you and you feel self-conscious and you're not enjoying it, just pop back to your tent and get changed into something that you do feel comfortable in. I found that when you wear a really fun costume or a really cool outfit, that a lot more people will approach you and say hi and start talking to you than if you're just wearing kind of your regular clothes. Have some solo adventures. There's nothing strange about going out on your own, going to theme camps on your own, going and doing workshops on your own and just having fun on your own. You don't need an escort or a friend or someone to accompany you to do these things. You can just go and do them alone, and you'll probably meet people along the way. Don't always take your bike as well. It's kind of harder to stop and interact with people when you're on a bike. It's much easier if you're just walking around. And plus, if you have your bike, it can end up being an added hassle. If you do meet a group of people and they're like, oh, hey, we're going to go and do this cool thing, like you're gonna have to find something to do with your bike if there's nowhere to put it or lock it up. So, use your bike when you want to, obviously, but if you are looking to meet people and chat to people, consider just having a wander around without your bike, or cycle out to a place and lock your bike up somewhere and then go and wander around. The art there is just, it's mind-blowing, and it's a conversation starter all on its own, because you'll get there and just be like, wow, how did someone do this? This is insane. And, the other people standing around are probably thinking the same thing, like, wow, what is this? How did this happen? So, it's a great way to ask people, like, wow, what do you think of that? Or how do you think they did this? And, aside from that, it's just really nice to see all these creations that people have made. Burning Man has this image of kind of hearts and flowers and rainbows, and everyone's friendly and it's radical inclusion. But there are still some people there that are not so nice. Some people are having a bad day and they take it out on other people. Some people they need to go and sit in the shade and drink some water and maybe take a little nap before they're ready to interact with humans again. But when you're shy, interactions with those kinds of people, it can be a bit intimidating. It can really ruin your day or your week. Can make you feel like, I'm just going to go back to my tent and stay there where it's safe. Dust yourself off and head away from that theme camp. Get away from that person, and chances are the next theme camp you walk into is going to be full of nice, welcoming, friendly people, and if not, head away from them to the next one. Don't let a few bad apples ruin your entire week. Gifting is another great way to meet people or interact with people, even if those interactions are short interactions. It doesn't have to be a physical thing. It doesn't have to be here, take this gift from me. Things like bring a mister bottle and offer to mist people that are walking past, or, sun cream. If you see someone looking a bit pink, say oh, hey, would you like some sun cream? Or it could be things, if you found a small theme camp that you really enjoyed, go and gift them something, gift them a mixer or a cold drink, or anything that you have that you think they would appreciate this, and I have really appreciated their theme camp. For some shy people, it can be a good thing to get out of your comfort zone, because some shy people have a tendency to feel like it's out of their comfort zone, so they're not going to do it. But the problem is that just starting a conversation is outside of their comfort zone. So if that's you and you feel like you might fall into the trap of just kind of hiding away in your tent or not being willing to start conversations with people, then try and push past that, get out of your comfort zone. Be like, okay, when I get to this theme camp I want to go to, I am going to talk to someone. Or when I get to that piece of art, I am going to speak to someone else that is at that piece of art. Definitely look out for other shy people as well, because you have common ground. You can talk about how shy you are and how terrifying it is and intimidating in the populated camps or things like that. Or your adventures on trying to, meet people even though you're desperately shy. Shy people have a shy dart. They can spot other shy people. You know the signs when you see that person standing against the wall in the corner looking around nervously. You can spot another shy person. I know you can. Remember that everybody that's there has something in common. They all decided to come to Burning Man. They've all made that journey to get there. That in itself, it's common ground. It can be a great conversation starter. Where are you from? How did you get here? How many times have you been here? Look out for interactive activities as well. Things like scavenger hunts or the marathon, where other people are going to be doing the same thing as you. It gives you that common ground to talk about it and to meet other people. Be honest with people. It can be a great conversation starter to say, I'm really shy and it's kind of intense and I'm a little bit scared and I don't really know how to meet people. I think everybody has felt shy at some point in their lives, and they'll be able to relate to that. They might have some tips for you. They might spend an extra 5 minutes chatting with you or tell you about some great workshops you could do. It can be a really nice kind of starting ground. Say yes to things. I know when you're shy that sometimes it can be like a knee-jerk reaction to be like, oh no, thank you, when someone offers you something because you feel like a burden or an inconvenience. That person wouldn't be offering you that thing if they thought that way. They're offering you that thing because they want to. So, go for it. As long as it's not something that makes you feel really uncomfortable, why not? Why not have an adventure? Don't just stay in your tent the whole time. You know, you're not going to meet people if you're just sitting in your tent the whole time you're at Burning Man. And don't hang around waiting for people to come and talk to you, like just being like, please someone come and talk to me because I'm too shy to start a conversation myself. Go for it. Go and have conversations with people. Go and say hi to people. Because otherwise you're just wasting time waiting for something that might not happen. Be aware of your body language as well. If you're, standing in the corner, looking at the ground, trying to make yourself as small as possible, you don't look like you're kind of inviting people to come and say hi. You look like you're trying to avoid social interaction. So, look people in the eye, smile, nod hello at people if someone does catch your eye. And people are much more likely to be more friendly towards you because you look like a friendly person. You look like you want to have social interaction with people. Look out for queues as well because, all the people in line, they have time to stop and chat because they are literally waiting in a queue and they're probably waiting for something cool. So you can ask them, like, what's going on in there? Have you seen it or done it before? Is it cool? What's it like? Maybe you can tag along with them. Say, like, oh, I've never done it. Can I tag along with you guys? You do not need to conquer Burning Man in a day. You do not need to meet every single person that is out there. You do not even need to find, like, a group to hang out with while you're there. So, pace yourself. Don't make it like this goal where you're like, I have to meet people and I have to speak to people and I have to push myself outside my comfort zone. There's so much more to Burning Man than just meeting people. It is a huge part of the experience, but, it's not the whole thing. Have fun and relax. Don't make it like a goal or a mission. Don't worry about it or get yourself stressed out about it. Just, relax, pace yourself, take it easy. If you feel like you need some time to just relax in the shade or just hang out quietly at your camp or a theme camp or something, do that. Do what makes you feel good. So that's it, guys. I hope this was helpful. I know it can be really hard when you're shy to get out of your comfort zone and strike up conversations and stuff, but I hope that this has helped. And if any of the rest of you have any tips or tricks or advice or suggestions or anything, leave it in the comments below. And if you see me at Burning Man, don't be shy. Come and say hello to me. I am part of Team Shy too. I work very hard to kind of get out of my shy zone and, I'm always happy to meet fellow shy people. We'll use some of the conversation starter lines. We can practice on each other. Bye guys.